My name's Tom Muth. I've been working at First National for about 3 years now, and I am the Vice President of Acquisitions. So when you're selling a mortgage note, what you're doing is essentially you're cashing out your interest in the note early. We are giving you your cash up front. So rather than collecting payments for years or oftentimes decades down the road, we'll get you your money in lump sum, and our turn time is usually around 30 days. People have a lot of different reasons to sell their mortgage note. They could be looking to pay off some debts. They could be looking to finance a new home. They could be looking to open up a business or expand their current business, or go on a vacation. We see a lot of that as well. So there's all sorts of reasons. Oftentimes simply to reinvest their money in a more profitable investment. First National, we buy lots of different types of properties. We buy single-family homes, we buy rentals, we buy mobile homes, we buy land, raw land or improved land. We also buy commercial in various ways. So really, if it's a note that's tied to some real property, we're definitely interested in looking at it. The first thing that you need to decide if you're considering whether you should sell your note is it the right thing for you? What we offer at First National is we offer options. We offer a way to achieve your goals, to solve your problems. So that's obviously the first thing that you should be looking for. Beyond that, you should be looking at what your pay history is like. What is your purchasers? Have they been paying on a regular basis? Are they taking care of the property? These are all things that we look at when we're looking to invest in a real estate note. Most of what we buy are the whole note, but oftentimes we're happy to do a partial if the seller wants it. Partials make up about 15% of the notes that we buy in a given month. There are some instances where we would prefer to buy a portion of the note. We usually do that if the collateral is a little more unusual, if we're talking about a home in a very rural area with not a lot around it, or commercial properties. We do lots of partials on commercial, really to free up the amount of capital that the seller is looking to get while still having us comfortable with our investment. One of the advantages you see on a partial is typically we are able to pay a little bit more compared to the balance that we're purchasing. So even though cash that you're getting is smaller, it's a lot closer to that balance that we're purchasing. What I like to say is, if you needed a loan from a bank, and you need a loan for $50,000, you wouldn't go to the bank and ask for a loan for $100,000. That's just taking out more debt than you're looking for. And I kind of look at the partial as the same thing. If your cash needs are $50,000 and the balance on your note is $200,000, you might not want to sell that note, the whole thing. You might want to just get the amount that you need for whatever you're trying to solve at that moment. Selling your note with First National is a very straightforward and simple process. It begins with you reaching out to us. You might have gotten a letter in the mail, or you might have seen an advertisement on the internet, but you're reaching out to us and you're talking to one of our note analysts who really kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what your note looks like, what your purchasers look like, and they'll gather all this information together and present you with an offer on your note. There's no obligation whatsoever to follow through once a quote has been given to you. We will give you an offer number, and if it sounds good to you, we will proceed. If you think maybe now's not the right time, you just let us know, and we'll sit on it. Maybe reach back out in a few weeks or a few months, see if the situation's changed. Maybe it might be that your purchaser had a not so great credit and they were working on their credit. Once that score improves, then we might be able to give you a better offer. So there's no obligation whatsoever to sell your note to us once we've given you a price. When that is accepted, we kind of get a little bit more involved, and we ask you to send the documents to us and our pay history, some more information. This process usually takes about 3 to 5 days where we're gathering information. At that point, it goes to our underwriters. They usually take a day or so to look at it, maybe a little bit longer if it's an unusual note. From that point, we review our title work, make sure title looks good, and then we get you a check. This whole process typically lasts about 30 days. Now, we've had some that we've gotten through in 10 days. We have some that, if there's some challenging title issues, usually it might take longer. It might take 2 months or so, but for most notes, it's about 30 days. There's no additional fees in selling your note. The cash offer that we present you with is what you will get. So, we order title work, we order appraisals, we order a few different things that do cost funds, but that comes out of our investment, not yours. So what we tell you is what you get. Loan terms are not affected at all by selling the note. What you and your purchaser, the person who bought your property, signed up for, that is what we are buying. We don't change interest rate, we don't change AM schedule, we don't change P&I, we don't change anything. We just look at what the note says and take that at face value. The biggest misconception, I think, with selling your note is that it's a very time-consuming and difficult process. When you work with First National, it really is not difficult at all. We take a few terms from you, we take a few pieces of paper from you, and we take care of the rest and get you your money. Another misconception about selling your note is that that you'll get rock bottom pricing on this, that you'd be getting 30 cents on the dollar, 40 cents on the dollar. And with First National, that's just not true. We get very close to the full balance that is paid. We can go up to 95 cents on the dollar in a really prime note. Oftentimes we're looking at around 85, 90 cents on the dollar that we can pay, so we can get very close to that balance. The best way to find out how much your note is worth is to simply give us a call. Seller finance loans are as unique as they come. Every note is different. You could have an interest rate at 1%, you could have 0%, you could have 10%. You could have a 30% down payment, you could have 0 down. It could be on a traditional single-family home. We were looking at one a few months ago that was made out of tires. So, it's very difficult to give a blanket, this is what your note is worth, which is why we don't have any calculators like that online. It really does take one of our note analysts to review everything involved in your note to give you a fair and accurate price. There are a few different things that separate us from our competition. First, we have a large staff. We have about 30 people that work in our department, all focused on buying seller financed loans. That means we have a full sales analyst dedicated to your file, a loan specialist, a processor, a full underwriting team. We can get these files closed very quickly and professionally, and with the comfort and satisfaction knowing that it was done right. When you work with First National, you have a loan analyst that is tied to you. That loan analyst will shepherd you through the entire process. So while you might be working with a given loan specialist or processor, they are going to be your contact person, that loan analyst that will be your one person that they will be that you'll be working with throughout the entire process. So you won't be shuffled off from one person to another. You will have one person that you talk to. For more information, you can go to FNACusa.com.